What up, Dokkaners? Should you or should you not summon for the upcoming Beerus and God Goku banners? My answer is no, you should not. This is a skip. This, in my opinion, is an easy skip. So I'm going to be going over a few different points in this video to further my point. If you guys agree or disagree, do chime in down below, because you could be helping someone watching this video who is still on the fence at the end of the day and just needs a little bit more advice in either direction to maybe help them decide. Regardless, just know everyone is going to have access to at least 7 free tickets. I say at least because I would like to think that they are actually not going to be giving us only 7. There should be another 7, because it's really stupid if you're only going to have 7 free tickets on one banner. What about the other banner? Why is this on the screen? Wait, hold on. Go away. Okay. You need to be able to have at least 1 free summon on both, like on each one, right? I don't know if that's so. I'm saying at least 7 free tickets. Maybe I'm wrong, but do that first, because if you can come away with at least 1 of them for free, oh, that'd be the fattest W ever. Out of the 2, I would say that the God Goku is the better, more compelling summon, because this unit fits better on teams than the Beerus. The Beerus has limitations in terms of his abilities, because when you are not fighting a realm of gods, the drop-off is unfortunate. And also, this unit in terms of synergy does require some very niche specific characters, which in all fairness, they are going to be getting upgrades during this celebration. But in terms of the more universal expanse that is Dokkan, Beerus and Champa don't organically mesh very well to the same degree that Saiyans would. God Goku is going to fit very well on a lot of different teams, both in terms of categories, but also in terms of links and synergy than Beerus would. Look at the spread here. So just considering the top 22, all Saiyans, I mean, there's plenty more, but then if we look at Beerus, there's a more variation when you work your way down. And just within the top 22, you can't even have your last option be at 5 links. It goes down to 3, because some of these links are just weird. And to me, synergy matters, right? The unit is still good, but synergy matters to me. So out of the 2, I would say if you are trying to pursue, I would say go for the God Goku. Remember, both characters are going to cost 300 coins with pity, so it is going to take 50% more summons to get 1 unit through pity. And so if you have to do that twice, if you're not a whale, I wouldn't do that. Now, you could argue, Toon, I'm going to do it here and then not summon here and then not summon here and then not summon here. Easier said than done. I mean, you could say it. Will you follow through? It's Dokkan's job to screw you over in that regard. You are going to say, hey, I'm not going to summon, and then the next celebration will drop and be like, oh God, I gotta summon. I've seen this conversation every time. Everybody was saying that for this LR Xeno versus Vegeta. And then it showed up and everyone was like, oh, I have to summon. Okay, I'll summon on this and then I'll skip the next one. And then I'll skip the next one. It just continues to repeat itself. So you have to take a stand at some point. This is a great time to do it. Looking at the banners, the starting 5, pretty meh. The only characters worth picking up are ones that you can get with coins. Gamma 2, Gohan Gamma 1. These characters are great for superhero movie heroes, artificial life forms, androids. They do have a lot of functionality and relevance right now. They are part of some of the better teams out there, not necessarily the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 teams, but they can fit among those. So if you want to pick up one of them, at least one of them, you can. I would say go for the Gohan Gamma, and then you could run the STR Gamma Piccolo as a friend lead, if anything. But after that, you don't need him. You don't need him. You don't want to be summoning to get Glorio. Glorio is good and useful, but he is not enough. Like, you're not summoning to get Glorio. You're summoning to get him. But these fallbacks are just, it's too steep of a drop off to where it's not worth it. And then same goes for the God Goku banner. Hit, he's a stacker. I mean, how many events out there can you even survive with a stacker of his type early? Not too many. Gamma, again, you can pick him up with coins. Super Saiyan 2, no. Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan Daima Mini, no. I don't even know who the last 2 are going to be, but it's not enough to change my mind. They could be easy-able potential pieces, and you know what? If they are, great, good for them. But that's still not worth summoning. If anything, they could be cheaper in terms of coin purchases if you really want to get one of them, but it's not worth breaking the bank or even just nudging the bank at all to summon for these guys. God Goku does provide flexibility, does provide some utility on teams in terms of the turn 1 grace period. When I say turn 1 grace period, you'll see this in my best teams video. You do have a very lenient revive condition that can be executed on the first turn, meaning you can circumvent some of those like seemingly impossible to get out of moments on the first turn on certain challenge events. Cell Max with his doomsday attack that just kills everything in sight 3 times over. Bio Broly, who hits you for 1,000,000 damage on the first shot. You know, things like that. A revive can help get your rotations in order and stuff like that. But what else can help you do that? Resetting, you know? Like, it's fun to have it and it's cool, but it's not a must-have. It's just not. And these characters are going to age pretty well. More importantly, I think this Goku is going to age extraordinarily well, because his main thing is 80% dodge going in, then a revive, and then a 100% dodge every single turn before attacking. That is not going to age as fast as other units, in my opinion. How can 100% dodge get less 100% dodgy after 6 months? When is this unit going to come back? That's a tough question to answer, considering last year the Golden Week characters released mid-May, and then they came back. They came back at the end of August, which was for Tanabata, but that was when things were different, because the Tanabata celebration and the GDC were actually in different spots. They were flipped. Now, new Tanabata is happening earlier, which means I don't think it's going to happen. Like, there's no way they're going to drop this here and then have them come back right here. That would be absurd. So I don't think they're going to be back until New Year's. That's 7 months from now. But even 7 months from now, guaranteed dodge on the first turn, or, you know, in slot 1 before attacking, is still going to be very much a sought after ability. And Realm of Gods, with the depth that it's been given over the last couple of celebrations and what it's going to have in sort of like the general pool in terms of like friend units, there's enough depth where you can run these sorts of teams with the God Goku or the Beerus as your friend lead. Both lead Realm of Gods, Legendary Existence, and then there's a little bit extra here, but Realm of Gods as the primary leader skill, both can be run as a friend unit. This God Goku is a much easier plug and play than the Beerus. Beerus does lose some of his ability, not some, actually quite a bit of his power when you're not fighting a Realm of Gods enemy, which makes him far less, I would say, favorable, but he will still produce as a friend unit. You can have everybody else fill the roster and then bring one of these guys as your friend lead. The pressure is not nearly as bad as it was at the beginning of the year for Realm of Gods. Realm of Gods had it rough, even during the 11th anniversary, because at the time you had to have LR MUI, you had to have AGL MUI, Royal Blue. Both of their boosts at the time made them must-haves on the team. But then coming out of the 11th anniversary, both of them lost their vitality, and you were left with, you have to have him on the main lead and the friend lead. This guy would have been a nice, tolerable replacement. You would have preferred to have this guy, though. So 1, 2, bum, I don't count him. 3 with a super easy A, 4, 5, and then after that, God Goku and Vegito Blue. There weren't too many other options. So that was why Realm of Gods was kind of just a niche category. But now we've got Demigra, who was a free-to-play that we got from the Xenoverse celebration. He works on crossover and Realm of Gods, so he's a good filler. You've also got Whis. We don't know what the Whis EZA can do just yet, STR Whis. STR Whis does get even dodgier with the Beerus on the team, by the way. Don't make no mistake, 10% extra dodge with Whis. Whis is also a super class, so Whis would also get 14% extra dodge on the first turn from the UI Goku. I'm going to assume that when he gets his EZA, he's going to have guaranteed dodge, if not near guaranteed dodge as it is. But then you throw like the Beerus team dodge for Whis or the UI Goku turn 1, and he'll get guaranteed dodge. I feel like that's just going to happen. And then LR STR Biwi, I feel like is going to be uber destructive. So those two now add even more depth to Realm of Gods, to where you have UI as your main lead, and then you can run God Goku as your friend lead, and that's a pretty top tier team with no real, you didn't lose any talent along the way. It's not like you have to have double LR MUI Goku now, because you've got another unit that can dodge pretty much just as well. Not exactly the same, but pretty close. This guy has 100% dodge before attacking every single turn post revive, unlike this guy. He gets guaranteed dodge on the first turn And then after he launches an EX Super, that's conditional. So imagine these two leading your rotations and you have a bunch of different Realm of Gods just supporting the team. We'll probably get more Realm of God support during this celebration beyond what we already know. So assuming that's also going to happen, that just means that we're in such a good position. You don't even need both. I feel like I might be going a little too far by saying we're oversaturated, but I definitely don't think Realm of Gods getting dual Dokkan Festival leads at this time was necessary. Like, I get it for Realm of Gods. There's really no other recourse. You have to have Beerus lead Realm of Gods. You have to have God Goku lead Realm of Gods. But as far as the category, it's fine. You just don't need it. Like, if this guy was more of an Exploding Rage lead or something like that, that would have been fine because it would have helped Exploding Rage and we would have still had a very healthy state of Realm of Gods. But like I said, you just don't need all that. That's a little much, you know? I feel like after I use these characters, I'm probably still going to default to a full Saiyan's Realm of Gods team. Unless the Beerus and Whis like combos are just really broken with all those EZAs, I feel like I'm still ultimately going to run like a full Realm of Gods Saiyan's team / Tournament of Power team. That's still what I enjoy most. Let's also talk about the... Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was severely distracted. But what I was going to say was, I hate to bring this up as a reason, but it kind of is worth mentioning. What we have scheduled for content so far, there's only one thing that we have to worry about, and that is the Seriously Serious stage fight. There's nothing else right now. I am recording this before everything kicks off. We don't know what's coming up down the road, but right now, all we know is that there is a Seriously Serious fight. In the Seriously Serious fight, you're going to be fighting God Goku and Beerus. I don't want to show the thing to spoil it for anybody, but you have to clear within a certain number of turns as the EX missions. You got to clear with a full Realm of Gods team. Not going to be a problem. You have to win with all types and all STR characters. That's it. So like after that's done, I mean, one of the main reasons to summon is to get through content. Not even one of. That is the point of the game. You summon, you get the units, you use them to beat challenges. What other challenges are there? New challenges that would compel you to use those characters. There's not enough demand, in my opinion, just at face value to get those characters, to embrace the summons, to actually get the characters to do the content, the one content. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. This is just an easily skippable summons. It just is. I really hope that we don't get some like crazy busted celebration, and I could have avoided this embarrassment of saying something like this if I had just waited, but I gave into peer pressure and recorded this before. Remember the days where we would consistently get campaign details well in advance before the banners drop? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, obviously like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on this whole discussion. Do you agree or disagree with any of my points? I recorded this while sleepy, so I'm sure I said something stupid, so feel free to call me out. What stupid things did I say in the video? What do you feel I said wrong or whatever? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more no content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of myself do it. I will be live tonight summoning for myself and God Goku, so make sure you guys join me for that. Live vicariously through my summons so that you do not have to. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.